Thank you, sir. Welcome to William Blount High School for this afternoon signing for Mr. Will Vance. He's going to go play baseball at Johnson University. Congratulations to him. Got quite a showing here of friends for Will, so that's outstanding. As Will ends his career here, and one thing you said about Will, it's not been a quiet one, has it, sir? Mr. Vance, I'll never forget his first year he was here. He was across the hallway from my office in Coach Wright's room in honors Algebra 2. And it was about once a week I'd hear Coach Wright out there with him. Now, Will, you don't want to be saying that, saying. So you know how Will is, though. Will is a great kid. I give him a hard time lots of times because sometimes I got upset with him and saying some things at the wrong time. But all in all, he knows what he's doing. He's a smart kid, a great kid, a good baseball player, and I know he'll do great things as he moves on to go to Johnson. So, Coach Young, sit back. I think he's got about 15 minutes worth of stories on Will.
Yeah, I could tell stories on Will all day, and I'll tell a couple as I get going here. But I still remember meeting Will the first time. At the baseball field going into his sophomore year. And I think, if I remember correctly, your first class on this campus was my class. Is that right? So we're in my first period intro to business course. He's a sophomore, brand new to this school. We're trying to fill each other out. And I learned early on that Will has never met a stranger. He made everybody in that class feel welcome. That class was a lot of group type work, and it didn't matter who I assigned him with. He took that partner and he carried them and he helped them and he talked to everybody. And that's a leadership quality that Will has carried over to the baseball field. Will help him in life. He's got a different personality than me. I'm quiet and kind of reserved and low key, and Will, bebops in the classroom at 8:15 every morning, ready to go. And I'm not a morning person, but I learned early on that Will was real likable. You can tell here by everybody that's here today. On the baseball field, super hard worker. I'm very, very proud of him. I've seen him down at the field. He's had his mom down there with him. He's had his girlfriend down there with him. I'm sure his sister's been down there with him. He tells me, Coach, I've texted all my teammates. I'm running out of people that will come work with me and come hit with me, and he would always find a way to get down there and work. Sunday afternoons I'd see him. Summertime in the mornings he'd be down there. And it's not like he has a short drive to get over there. He's got a haul to make it down here to put some work in. But he really transformed his swing. And this is, me bragging on him again a little bit. A lot of athletes that are good aren't very open to coaching. From a baseball perspective, if I have a kid that is a good player and has been successful, if we try to make changes, they're not open to that. Well, we got together, I guess it was this summer, early fall, and we kind of tweaked a few things with his swing. And baseball is one of those things that if you make a change, you got to do it consistently. You've got to work on that day in and day out. And I went home and told my wife, I'm not sure. Maybe he'll do it, maybe he won't. He was down there every day for weeks and weeks making those changes and, being open with me about this feels good or this doesn't feel good. And I'm just proud of that. He's very coachable, hard worker. He's worked hard in the weight room. A couple stories I'll tell on him. For those that don't know, when Will got here, he was a multiple sport athlete, actually ran cross country and was a good cross country runner. And I've had a few kids like this in my time. And what I learned about Will was running was not a punishment for Will. And the reason I learned that, I don't know if you remember this, was his sophomore year. I had a JV coach at the time named Tanner Hill. Some of you guys remember Coach Hill, and he was kind of a no-nonsense type of guy. And it's in the fall, so it's open facilities, and I'm not even sure what I'm doing, but I just noticed I look up, and Will's out there running poles. And in baseball, that's kind of the punishment in baseball. You run poles. So I'm looking up, and Will's running, and I check my watch, and it's been about 5 minutes, and I think, well, okay. I check again. It's been about 15 minutes, and Will's still just out there running. One of my other assistants is with him at the time. He runs for about 20 minutes, runs over 3.5 miles, and it doesn't faze him. He just runs and runs and runs. Well, find out, sorry, Will, that about the time he was going to be done with his initial running, and the coach yelled at him, "Hey, Will." Will decided to tell him he was number 1, but use a different finger, so that's why he had to run a little bit more. So, yeah, now that he's bulked up a little bit, running would be a punishment. But at the time, he just ran and ran, and my assistant coach that was with him actually was keeping up with it on his watch. Over 3.5 miles, I think, is what they ran at that time. So I apologize that you had to do that, but that's one good story on him. The next story and the last story I'll tell, and this is, again, the difference in our personality, and this is a good thing, because Will has really helped me. I don't want to use the term loosen up as a coach, but I've learned with him and my senior class as a whole, and this is fun. I'm having more fun with this group than, I'll be honest with you, than I've ever had. And he's learned with me there's a time and a place for joking, and he's picking his spots a lot better now than he did when he was a sophomore. But I remember back, it was before official practice started, so late January, maybe that first week of February. I come into work, and I've got that stomach bug. I don't feel good. I end up staying for first period, going home, going straight to bed, setting my alarm so I can get up and come to workouts. And I get with Will, and I thank Rhodey, and I tell him, "Guys, I'm not feeling good. I'm leaving. It's on you all. Here's what I need y'all to do." They're like, "Okay, Coach, we got it." So I get the team together in the clubhouse, and I'm telling them, "Guys, I don't feel good. My assistant coaches are on their way. I need you guys to run it. And I know I don't look good. I know I don't sound good." And as I'm explaining this, without missing a beat, Will says, "Coach, you look about as happy today as you normally do." So he's lightened me up a lot in his couple years down here. I know he's going to be successful. He's got a great support system, and I'm just so appreciative of you guys and all your support for us over these years. Me and him were talking in private the other day and talking about, maybe not so much man things, but, tearing up and being emotional. And I told him, I said, "I'm not going to get emotional at your signing." I said, "But, when you guys leave, it'll be tough on me." But I'm just so proud of him and his leadership and his work ethic, and can't wait to see where he goes from here. Congratulations.
What's up? So first and foremost, I want to thank God for all the opportunities that I've been given up to this point. And I want to thank Coach Young for the endless amounts of times that he's been there for me and my family. And I just want to thank everybody here. Everyone struggles with mental health, and it's a problem that you can't take on alone. And whether it was the kind words or actions, you guys really didn't realize what that meant to me at the time in my life. And that being said, I'm just super excited to play baseball, and I couldn't have done it without y'all.
Very good. We'll get a picture of you signing right here, Will, and get that on the plaque. Very good. Let's give him a round of applause again for Mr. Will Vance. All right, Will's going to take about 5 minutes and go talk to the newspaper for a minute. Then he's going to come back and got plenty of time for pictures. Refreshments are over here as well. So you got about 35 minutes to take care of all that. And appreciate you guys. Thank you.